Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network and Drone Fluence. As you know, Drone Fluence is an initiative from National Skills Network NSN to create awareness about drones and communicate the right message, connect people, and also help them learn about drones. So this is Madhuri, and I'm very happy to introduce you to today's guest, Mr. Kishan Tiwari, who is the founder CEO of TSAW Drones, which is based out of IIT Delhi. So, Kishan, to start this conversation, my first question would be to know more about TSAW Drones and your interest and passion in taking drones forward, especially with focus on logistics sector.
Thank you, Madhuri, for the opportunity. It's great to share our story over here. So, like you asked, actually we started Tisha officially in 2019. But before it, with my co-founder Himanshu Pandey, he's actually my college senior. So
Okay.
we have been doing drones since last 2013. We have been working into it. So the whole intention that we started is to automate drones and reduce human dependency of the drone to fly it to complete the operations and whatever the things that drone can do. So we started from there. Then we have seen ki, okay, there is a huge gap in the transportation connectivity for the country. Like there are just very few cities, very few percentage of people who are facilitated by a large infrastructure, which is very like the services were very quick, but still there is a lot of country out there
Hmm.
where the connectivity is still an issue. There is a lot of medical dependencies, normal e-commerce dependencies that are lagging. So we started to focus on the logistics segment there. Right now, we are building drones with capability up to 20 kgs
Hmm.
and looking forward to go up to till 100 kgs payload in the coming time. So we are now focusing on hub-to-hub delivery, connecting these pin codes which are very remote,
Hmm.
which initially were not serviceable under same day. Usually takes around 4 to 8 days to reach these sites for these e-commerce site. Now we are facilitating these same pin codes for same day logistics. So actually, yeah, so that's the thing.
Okay, that's very interesting. Maybe I can quickly, connect with this and narrate a small incident. I had ordered something from Amazon for as a gift, for someone in Mizoram. And believe me, it took about 20 days for this gift to be delivered in Mizoram. And I think it traveled from Ahmedabad to Mizoram during those 20 days. And every day I used to open and check, where is this gift today? Is it reaching or is it not reaching?
Yeah, yeah.
So, is that something that is going to be solved when we use drones in logistics?
So Madhuri, it's more about network that we are building right now. So we are
Okay.
identifying these major problem centers where the connectivity is issue, and then there is a pyramid approach that we are following. So starting with time sensitive deliveries and the deliveries for items for which value is very high, like medical, healthcare, and other services related to healthcare thing. Pharmaceuticals is one of the stuff. So right now, since you if you deploy a drone on a specific route for a specific pin code, then there is a very limited number of volume that you can cater. Okay,
Hmm.
you can't cater more than a specific number of deliveries per day at a specific route using a specific drone. So that's the main focus for us. Slowly, when the things will start to streamline
Yeah.
and the drone supply can be increased in the market, we will be able to go to a more cost sensitive deliveries
Yeah.
and more low value items. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the approach we are taking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned very rightly about the cost factor. And
Yeah.
also, it's not only expensive today, but also when it comes to training people in drones, I guess it is quite an expensive affair, right? So, what do you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
on this? Mm.
Yeah, so actually, see, even DGCA, who is the regulator over here, came up with a policy for RPTOs,
Yeah.
remotely piloted training organization. So these RPTOs are doing good and are across the country. So they are training, but still, what we are seeing for logistics, it's more of a specialized use case when it comes to drone. So we do train them a bit further so
Hmm.
that they can control these advanced drones. Who are actually licensed pilot at the background. They know about the regulation, they know about the basic parameters of drones and stuff. And then from there we take it forward.
Okay.
But the employment generation in the segment for these pilots who are just intermediate pass out is quite high, and
Hmm.
then the payout is also good. Like it's average of 30 to 40K per person that they can earn out of it. And yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so that's
And
the opportunity. Yeah,
yeah, and it has a potential for even students from ITIs and technical institutions, I guess, to
yeah.
get trained and work in this sector, right?
Exactly, exactly. So there are a lot of opportunities, right from building the drones, building the technology, and operating them. So there are a lot of new jobs that are coming up. Even for us, we were not expecting. So initially, I don't know if you guys, if you're aware of aero modeling. So
Ye-
we were actually most of the drone companies came from aero modeling clubs.
Okay.
So we were building drones out of styrofoam, out of balsa wood, and then we developed it. Yeah. So from there we learned a lot. So there are a lot of new jobs that has come from those aero modeling clubs. Initially, those aero modeling clubs were just hobby clubs, and
Hmm.
people were not expecting, okay, these will be actual job creation. Actually, my
Okay.
mentor taught me, Kishan, you just focus on your actual thing. This aero modeling is just for hobby. Don't take it as profession. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's from there we came actually a long way. And yeah, so even there are a lot of new segments where the jobs are being created. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see the growth from aero modeling to something which is so very, environment friendly technology and also creating jobs and quite futuristic. But on that
Yeah.
note, let me ask you, so how would you put drones in logistics sector today? Where are we? Is it too futuristic to expect drones to take over, like you already mentioned? Let's say where no human being can go, where drones go and deliver things, important things, life saving things. So can you just give us a clear picture of where we are today and what is the roadmap going ahead in the logistics sector?
So, like Madhuri, you told you are from Hyderabad right now. So,
Yeah.
even the first logistics that trials that happened in the country is in Hyderabad. So, it's
Okay.
actually a location called Vikarabad. So,
Hmm.
World Economic Forum with government of Telangana, they initiated a project called Medicine from the Sky.
Yeah.
In India, there were some consortiums which were allowed to fly over there to deliver medicine from point A to point B, which are 10 kilometers apart. So
Hmm.
this initiative connected multiple health centers across remote areas. Even for us, now we are pursuing a trial in very remote region of Nizamabad to Nirmal, connecting till Adilabad.
Okay.
So even Adilabad, if you're aware, it's a tribal forest area. Yeah. So the connectivity is a big issue from Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So these are the some thing that we are creating. Even for other companies, other governments, they are taking initiative across northeastern part of the country.
Hmm.
In Arunachal Pradesh, in Meghalaya, even we also recently launched in Dehradun with the top e-pharma company, and in Himachal we are coming up. So these are some like I told, the majority of the use cases that are starting up will come from an amplified use case, which is mainly into healthcare deliveries, where
Hmm.
the value of item as well as the value of patient that is needed to be saved is very high.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these use cases will be well amplified and well operated. The operational excellence will be achieved. Then slowly these will be expanded across the country at multiple pin codes. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, one thing that we as company are working on is operational repeatability, because these are actually complex operations. Okay.
Hmm.
Because these require aviation. This involve logistics. This involves actual on-ground human deployment, on-ground driver deployment. So even we are connecting EVs for further last mile deliveries where drones can't reach, because you can't land drones at every house. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's hub and hub model we are approaching. So this is something that we as company are working towards. And what we see now, still people are skeptical. Some people are quite excited. Some people are skeptical about the future of logistics. But yeah, it's what I can say from the industry, it's already here. It is all like the companies like us are figuring out on how to scale it up, and it will be scaled up very soon across the country.
Hmm.
What I can see in around 6 to 12 months, it will be there at
Yeah,
a use, yeah,
yeah,
at the
we
impact level. Yeah.
yes, I think I also read about one of the commercial operations for, delivering medicines through drones, which is also probably happening in a large scale, or they are planning to do that on a large scale. And that's where I think you will play a very important role. Yeah. And what about some of the key products that you have from TSAW Drones? Are you into manufacturing on, and also do you also support training, and what is your vision to create build capacity in this sector?
That's a good question actually. So there are a lot of things. So actually, like I told, we as company, we started being the techie guys, so tech
Mhm.
development and being the OEMs for the drones. So even at some point of time, we do make our own technology, do make our own drones, and then sold it white label to some of the market players.
Mhm.
From there, we started. We learned a lot, and we can't keep on deploying. And then we have seen ki actually on the operational side, there's a lot of gap that other companies could not figure out on the
Mhm.
commercial point of view on how it will be actually integrated in the ecosystem, on how actually the logistics are gonna happen. Okay.
Mhm.
So what we did, we then started also getting into the operations. And so right now we are a full stack company building from technology to owning the operations.
Okay.
For the manufacturing and stuff, we do have some third party vendors who manufacture for us
Mhm.
demand based on our designs. And then around it, we are also building some great patents which are coming up on multiple aspects. Yeah. So this is what we are focusing on right now. Yeah.
Okay.
People are still not like they're not able to believe ki okay, it is actually possible. So
Yeah.
actually, in terms of their belief, as per technology, we have gone a lot far. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's the thing that is on the ground. But still, when we say client, okay, this is possible, they're like, wow, okay. So the thing is coming.
Yeah.
So actually, we
And
have seen that. There are a
yeah.
lot of clients that we engaged with.
Yeah.
They are quite excited about it, very excited. Initially, they were not of belief, ki, okay, this is possible. But when we start discussing on actual deployment, on actual commercials, then so they're like, okay, Kishan, okay, finally it is commercially viable, meaningful to us.
Yes.
Okay, that
Yes.
you guys are doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an
So
element of fascination, I think, when people really see it happening on the ground. Right.
yeah,
So
lot of
are there other challenges you face in scaling these, the adoption of drones in this sector? Maybe you can mention a few.
yeah. So the major challenge that we were facing initially was the first thing was the supply chain of
Hmm.
like you can say the ecosystem. So the drone ecosystem is still building up.
Yeah.
Okay, like just compare it to a EV ecosystem 3 years back. Okay, so
Mhm.
there is a charger manufacturer, there is bike manufacturer, component manufacturers, insurance providers, asset financers. So there's a lot in the ecosystem that has to evolve to close the ecosystem. Okay.
Yeah.
Since this is a completely new vertical, drone and logistics, completely new industry, completely new vertical.
Yeah.
So the ecosystem is still to evolve. So supply chain and arranging these is one of the challenge that we have faced. The second thing is identifying the routes. Okay, so you don't want to deploy at that location which is remote, but the volume are not much high because for a company like us, the commerce matters. Okay. So
Yes.
then you partner with some companies, you take data, based on data, you decide. So still the data and the availability of data is one of the concern in the market. On which basis you then define the route key on which route to deploy. The
Yeah.
third thing is key since the market is very new. So there are a lot of players which are not there are a lot of market players which are still not very confident and not very sure of the technology that
Mm.
they are using, and then they get into this deployment path. Okay, so there are some also risk involved with the technology that actually also that has the potential to create some negativity in the sector
Okay.
to flourish it. Yeah. So that happens with every sector when they emerge. But yeah, these are some of the challenges that we have in the industry, but we are figuring out. as an industry overall. Very good. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I think, a part of growth for any industry, also the initial teething troubles and other things that you just mentioned. So before I close this conversation, Kishan, I would like to ask you a few things which could be like an advice for people who are watching this conversation, especially the young people, the students, about
Yeah.
career opportunities, about what excitement they get to see in this sector in case they would want to join, and how they can train themselves.
Okay. So first thing I can tell ki, okay, drone industry is very new, but has a lot of potential. Like we are seeing more than 1 lakh pilots in the next few like years. Like it's less than 2 years we are seeing 1 lakh pilot deployment
Hmm.
across the industry. If we talk about just drones, so and also the pay for these industries like exceptionally high in average when compared to other industry. Okay. Also, the cost for training for the industry is not very high. Okay. So what I can say to the youngsters, ki, guys, we have a lot of potential. You should jump into it once at any position that you are interested in. Like drones are something which is the merger of all the technologies. Either you are from mechanical, electronics, electrical, even ITI or biotech, whatever industry are you from, it's the merger of everything. You should get into the ship before it's too late. And yeah, so that's the thing. On the training part, there are a lot of RPTUs which are now approved from DGCA.
Yeah.
The cost for those are not very high, just around 50 to 60K, somewhere in between. And a few days of course, and then okay, you are a pilot, you are a drone pilot. So
Hmm.
you can also start from there, and then you can get into the sector. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kishan, for sharing your views and the story of TSAW Drones, which is doing pioneering work in the logistics sector. Thanks again, and we look forward to be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot again, Madhuri, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Bye.